If you've been anywhere in northern Utah lately, you probably have seen this sight. A giant, bright, iconic letter glowing against the dark granite of the Wasatch Range. It's not a billboard. It's not a constellation. It's the W of Weber State University. The full logo, the one that you see on diplomas and official letterheads, is a little bit more complex. A dynamic, stylized W inside a shield. It's the academic mark of the university, a symbol of its identity. But this logo carries a powerful and unusual history, one that is literally etched into our landscape. Imagine 1937. It's cold, students are hauling over 100 cans of kerosene in burlap sacks up a treacherous incline on the mountain. They douse the W, light it up, and for one night, the school's spirit literally burns bright. This was a messy, dangerous, but deeply passionate tradition. The tradition was so powerful that it even evolved. 42 years later, in 1979, University electrician Lynn Crema and Director of Student Activities Joseph Shepard refined that passion into permanence, replacing the messy kerosene with a clean electric light, creating that iconic image that still shines today. This time-honored lighting ceremony has turned the logo into a landmark, establishing Weber State's brand not just locally, but for anyone passing through the region. But here's the thing, while the tradition of the flaming W has been remarkably consistent, the logo itself, that specific shield and W mark, has had a fascinating, complex, and often forgotten journey. How has the academic shield logo changed? What did it look like before the current design? And how do institutions like Weber State navigate the pressure to adapt their identity without losing the decades of history baked into a symbol as potent as the letter glowing on the mountainside? Like many long-standing institutions, Weber State University wasn't born with a single name or consistent logo. It had 6 different names since its founding in 1889 as the Weber State Academy, and every time the name changed, the visual identity was up for grabs. In the earliest days of the academy, there was no established visual identity. Catalogs from this era often featured a beehive, the official symbol of Utah, due to the school's connection to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which ran the institution until 1933. The next few decades came with a variety of changes, as the name changed to Weber Academy in 1908. A symbol was introduced which included the first instance of a W. Then, when Weber transitioned from an academy into a college, temporarily named Weber Normal College in 1918, a variety of symbols were incorporated to reflect higher education. These symbols included a book and quill, a wing and a quill, and lastly, a picture of a campus building imagery. 4 years later, the name changed again to Weber College in the 1920s. The origin of the Weber College logo is unknown. A 1924 school dance invitation for Weber College shows a symbol representing the Wasatch Front. However, that very symbol appears differently in a 1933 diploma, indicating a lack of official representation of Weber College in terms of a logo or seal. An important note to share is that in 1936, the graduating class donated a neon W to the Moench Building. This building, named after Weber's first president, Louis Moench, was the original main classroom and administrative building until 1969. This moment would influence Weber State's branding over 30 years later. It wasn't until the 1960s that Weber developed its first official identity system. In 1961, the Board of Trustees recognized the need for a proper institutional seal. In 1962, a seal was created that depicted an oil lamp, cog, and chemical stand designed to be symbols of industry, knowledge, and science. This seal was officially used as a logo within Weber's catalog, first shown in 1963 when Weber College became Weber State College, marking it as the first symbol to be used interchangeably as a logo and seal by the university. In fall 1972, a new seal was introduced to coincide with Joseph Bishop's inauguration as Weber State College president. The seal featured the old block W, which for years was the accepted symbol of Weber State. Superimposed on that W is what became the new symbol of Weber State, the Stewart Bell Tower. The two are surrounded by branches which also stand for achievement. This block W was key. It was already on top of the Moench Building, and critically, it was part of the foundation for the flame on the mountain. The school was finally realizing that the most important part of their brand wasn't a cog or a chemical stand, but the enduring spirit of that letter. This was also reflected in the branding efforts of Weber State Athletics, with the Wildcats adopting the Flying W logo in 1968. In 1995, 4 years after becoming Weber State University, a design team led by Professor Mark Biddle and Director of University Publications Bob Winward took on the challenge of creating a modern identity. They created 3 coordinated marks, an academic seal, a primary logo, and an athletic logo, all unified by the same shield shape. Mark Biddle's goal was simple: to make the school look like a private university, reflecting the high quality of the education at a public school price. The shield, a classic academic symbol of defense and strength, instantly resonated. That shield design was so successful, it remained when the university updated the logos again in 2012 in order to make it more compliant with the digital age. They tweaked the font, removed the white border, but kept the changes to the bare minimum. Today, that evolution has come full circle. The permanent solar-powered W that now glows on Mount Ogden isn't just a stylized flame from the logo, it's a 150-foot tall testament to how a simple letter can become a landmark, how tradition can become an identity, and how a logo can literally light up a landscape.